their data, this is also good kasi yung mga employees natin, kasi we all know naman, ang laki ng contribution ng labor ng human services sa job generation. From 2023, we have 108,000 na employees, and it grew to 180. And that's 66.7% increase. Taas siya. So, Sir Asek, would you want to comment on that?
Yeah, for labor service, the members that they deploy to other companies are their employees, and the labor service is much provided by the corporation. Bihira na nagre-regular ngayon eh. So most of them are taken from the labor service cooperatives. Now, because the economy is now growing, I mean, compared to previous years, it's not just coming out of pandemic, but it's growing. The employment really surged. If you will ask the labor service cooperative to provide you an employee, it will take more than 3 weeks just to find an employee to be deployed to the company. So, meron tayong maraming kailangang employee. I mean, when I get out of the one small cooperative, at that time, they need 800 workers.
Oh.
They're looking for 800 workers. So, mag-grow pa yan. Tataas pa yan.
So, maganda din, sir, pala yung initiative natin, no, nung ginagawa nyo na matching, yung pangalan nun, yung job fair. Kasi kung ganyan, kung isang cooperative would need 800 workers. So yun, sa mga nakikinig, maraming trabahong kinakailangan din sa ating labor service cooperatives. So any comment din dun, Sir Emjen, dun sa big increase, 66.7 increase ng employees dito sa cluster?
Yeah, I think it also tells on our capacity to respond to that particular need. So actually, marami tayong available workforce. Ang pinaka-critical dito are the upskilling at saka matching, no? Kasi these are some of the things that brings down the census, no? Kung hindi nagma-match ang pinoproduce natin from our colleges and universities, that's why there's a need in our sector to have the upskilling of our workforce.
So, two big words, upskilling and matching. Yun. So, sige, I think mapapag-usapan din naman natin sa second segment natin, yung mga programa. But balik tayo sa data, dito naman sa housing co-ops. Ako nung nakita ko yung data, medyo alarming kasi parang negative yung surplus niya. Mayroon tayo mga multipurpose cooperatives na ang billion. But, meron naman tayong housing cooperative na almost negative. I'd like to know, hindi po ba yun alarming, Sir Asek?
Actually, housing cooperative is a long-term business. It's highly capitalized, but the revenue comes in trickle. So, you have 30 years amortization plan, and the cooperative will build a house for millions of pan. So yun, minsan hindi pa nakakabayad, nasisira pa sa amortization. So that's the explanation why the surplus is so low. And material costs increase, labor costs increase. So yeah, highly capitalized. Medyo actually sa cooperatives ngayon, bihira talaga nag-housing dahil mahirap.
Mataas ang kapital. Sige sir, pag-usapan natin mamaya kung ano kaya yung pwedeng magawa. Baka paano natin pala, kung ganun yung problema, ano kaya yung magiging solution na pwedeng gawain. Kasi hindi pala ganun alarming. Kasi nung una, akala alarming talaga eh. Pero hindi naman pala. Kasi may dahilan. Maybe we'll see it in the coming years. Yung sinasabi ni Asek na makikita naman yan after long term kasi siya eh. So maybe for now, negative, pero let's see, in 20 years down the line, ma-realize na tataas na rin siguro yung number na yon. And hopeful tayong lahat. Sir Emjen, meron po ba kayo
actually, dalawa ito. Ang sector namin, I always tell si Asek Luz sa finance na we need the bank rolling by the finance sector kasi capital intensive itong housing, capital intensive itong health services kasi these are hospitals, these are diagnostic centers, equipment, infrastructure, bricks and mortars, kailangan talaga ito ng capital. So ang I think ang sector kailangan magtulong-tulong dito in order to sweep yung lahat ng pera ng sector na nandoon kayo sa mga commercial banks, and let us devote this underutilized funds, earning so little, na i-allocate natin ito sa housing and health services kasi nangangailangan talaga sa bagay, hindi lang naman ang human services cluster ang nangangailangan. Yung meron ding iba, transport, sa education. So, but dito, this is already almost 60% of the sector na nangangailangan ng funds for infrastructure.
So, ang ganda ng na-mention nyo doon, yung synergy din ng mga cluster.
Yes.
Na sana baka sa isang kapihan, sir. Tingnan natin pag-usapan yung mga ibang cluster at pagsama-samahin natin yung synergy nila. Like nang na-mention nyo, na-mention din ni Sir Asek, na kailangan ng big capitalization. Yeah. So baka nga ipasok na rin natin yung sa ibang usapin.
Actually, yung housing at saka yung labor service can have a good partnership.
Yeah.
Kasi yung labor service, member sila ng Pag-ibig. So pwede sila mag-avail ng housing through Pag-ibig.
Oo nga.
And then provide the services also.
Yeah.
Provide
the service to build the house.
So, that's cluster din mismo. Ganda. Ang gandang, parang kung may nakikinig doon, parang ang gandang gawing business model din, no? Parang dire-diretso. Ganda siya. Ngayon, sir, doon sa data pa rin natin, doon sa, nakakatuwa, kasi kakaiba yung structure ng human services cluster. Kasi parang the other clusters, marami yung micro. But then dito sa human services cluster, ang laki ng large, in fact, ang layo ng disparity as to numbers. Ang laki ng large cooperatives natin as opposed doon sa micro. And siguro, pwede mo natin, Sir Asek, kung any insights kung bakit ganun?
If you look at the three sectors, labor service, health, and housing, these are all capitalized, highly capitalized. For example, here in Metro Manila, if you have 1,000 workers, you will need 19 million for one payroll, one cut-off. So that means if you will capitalize it for 3 months, dahil hindi mo naman pwedeng asahan na babayaran ka agad, then imagine the capitalization that you will need. Same thing with housing, same thing with hospital. Ang sa hospital, yung MRI is between 30 to 45 to 50 million. Same thing with other equipment, So even if their business is not that, in terms of revenue stream, if that's not big, the capitalization alone to put up a hospital, to have a labor service, is huge. So making money or not making money is still not yet there. Now, nasaan yung maliit? Most of the time, nasa workers cooperative yan. So, ang problema naman ng workers cooperative is how to create the product, how to sell the product. And remember, this workers cooperative, hindi ito professional. Kumbaga, nagbabakasakali lang ito na makakuha ng magandang tiyempo. Unlike hospital and labor service, most of these are manned by professionals. Yun namang housing, most of the time came from the school, donated by the school. Then, so yung nagpapatakbo niya, mga galing din sa eskwelahan, mga academics. And they will not go into it if they don't have money. So that explains the discrepancy. Workers cooperatives talagang wala silang kapital. Almost walang kapital.
So parang given yun na So siguro pag-uusapan natin din sa pangalawang segment, yung paano ba natin matulungan din itong workers co-op. Yeah. Pero bago tayo pumunta dun sa second segment, gusto ko tanong si Sir Emjen. Kasi tumatak po sa akin yung in one Billionaires Congress, na-mention nyo that the most difficult thing is to earn your first billion. So the rest would be easy na. And I know na itong large cooperatives na to dito sa cluster would be ACDI.
Kaya nagiging dirty data din yun.
Yes po. So, we'd like to know po kung ano ba yung ingredient ng para maging large cooperative, maging billionaire.
Ang importante doon is governance. You can generate good governance begets confidence. Once the confidence level is there, madali nang maka-generate ng mga deposits, mga investments, and then the confidence naman ng mga members to borrow from your cooperative is will be increasing, pagka nandun yan, and then education ng mga members, which is part of good governance, pag nandun na yon, very it's quite difficult to do that to be good in the governance province, kaya kung minsan a lot of leaders, a lot of co-ops stumble. So ang kanya is how to get up. Ganon din kami First year namin crash kagad. Wala na magbayad Wala na magbayad. So that was a very good lesson for us. And then from there, we stood up, and then we were able to get ourselves, and then doon na namin nakita na where good governance really tell the story. And from there, it took us some time to earn our first billion. After the first billion, madali second billion. Siguro mahirap niyan after your 10th billion. So how to control the next another century billion naman. So ganon ang but everything talaga will ang best barometer is good governance.
Sarap niyong magsulat, sir, ng libro, Race to 1 billion.
Yeah.
Baka pwede tayong sulatin yun na libro, Race to 1 billion. So sir, meron pa kayong maidadagdag na mga pwedeng best practices na ma-share natin sa mga co-ops?
Actually, yesterday I was talking to a co-op believer, medyo senior na siya, sabi niya, most of the co-ops that succeeded are established by a priest from religious sector, which is true, Mondragon, biggest cooperative, was established by a priest. Lamac, it was started by a priest. Why? Dahil sa value. So, yung value, merong congruent yung value ng spirituality with the mission of the cooperative. And why some cooperatives grow and then later on fell? Pagkatapos magkaroon ng pera at saka nag-aaway-away. Because value. So, yung value to share, yung value to help each other, yun ang fundamentals ng cooperative. Pag wala yun, pwedeng maging commercially viable ka, pero later on, babagsak ka. That's why I'm advocating for members, hindi pwedeng nag-fill up ka lang ng papel, tatanggapin ka na. Kasi most of the people who join the co-op are after it for commercial reason. Which is not the purpose of the co-op. Sana sa business organization ka na lang kasi commercial naman ang hinahanap mo. Pero pag nag-co-op ka, dapat hindi yung sarili mo iniisip mo. Iniisip mo yung kabuuan. So, if that is not there, then no matter how good is your co-op, later on babagsak. And marami na tayong na-witness na ganyan. So, yung malalaking co-op, yung sinasabi ni MJen, kaya lumaki yan kasi tama ang values nila. Pagka mali ang values, mahirapan.
Parang pwede nang bahagawa talaga ng libro. Race to 1 billion. Tapos sa baba, the role of values in governance. Di mayroon na tayong masusulat na libro.
Meron pang
Yes,
isa.
sir.
Meron pang isa.
Sige, sir.
We have to help, we have to give out. Kasi tinulungan kami na lumaki. Yun, so, isang kwan din yan na modeling ba? So, kaya pag may nagpapatulong sa amin ng mga co-ops, wala kaming kwan. And then, sharing our experiences, wala kaming hesitation dyan. Because galing kami doon, tinulungan kami without walang bayad. Pero at that time, wala rin silang hesitation to help us. So, ganun din ang nagiging imprint sa amin.
Ganun dapat ang spirit ng cooperative.
Yan, oo.
Parang ang sarap natin i-end yung segment 1 natin, pay it forward.
Yeah.
Pay it forward by writing that book. So sige po, mag-paalam muna tayo sa ating viewers para magkape konti and then mag-ano tayo sa next segment. So, see you again!